Hi, it's Amajot here with some stress relief today. And I know I go back to basics and fundamentals sometimes, but this is like really pulling it back. Like, where do you start? If you feel like you actually want to make a change in your life, you feel like you're in that rut and you want some relief from your stress, from your stuckness, from just the heaviness and feeling like you can't cope and you don't know where to start, then this one is for you. And the reason I'm doing this is because somebody asked me yesterday about somebody that they feel like wanted some help, and I directed them to my videos and said you can come and have a conversation with me. If you're serious about creating change in your life, then I don't charge for that first conversation, because it's about helping you figure out what's your next step. That doesn't mean it's about working with me. It's about what's your next step, and that can be really useful to talk to someone objective to help you through that. Right? And I thought, actually, there might be somebody else out there who would find this useful. So I want to give you something that helps you if you don't know where to start, if you don't know where's the first place to look, where's the first place to ask for help, where do I even begin with all of this stuckness and this overwhelm and this panic and this never ending stuff that's going on in my life, is this might help. Okay, so here's a few things that you can do. Awareness is the biggest thing that you can do for yourself, that you can give yourself. It's a gift that you can give yourself, because when you can start noticing how you feel, what triggers you, what gets you stuck, what picks you up again, then you can use that. That's such a valuable currency in helping you to grow richer in your health, right? So a good way to do that is a really basic exercise, which is breaking down your life. Or maybe it's a specific area, but actually it's useful breaking down your whole life, because I think that when we're stressed, we kind of get really blinkered and our perspective is limited to one thing. So, how about you break things down? How are you doing physically? How are you doing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? And spiritually could mean, are you living by your values? Do you feel like you know what your values are? Is it about faith? Does faith get you through everything? Does prayer get you through everything? But actually, spiritually, what is your strength? Where do you feel like your strength comes from? Do you feel like you always have to keep going no matter what? What are your beliefs around that? So just breaking down in those areas, or you could break it down by work, personal life, friends, family, hobbies, whatever that breakdown feels right for you. And then have a look at each of those areas, and in each of those areas, what feels draining for you? What really is draining for you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? What's draining you? And also, and if this feels overwhelming, then either set yourself a timer and do this, give yourself like 15 minutes to do it, or maybe take a section a day if it feels that overwhelming. And then ask yourself, what percentage of time am I spending in each of these draining areas? Is there one area that's like taking 80% of my time? Is it this specific colleague at work that just drains me every single day, and that's like 80% of how I feel? Is it, is it your physical health? Doesn't matter what you try, nothing's working, and you feel like that's 100% of your drain right there, whether it's lack of sleep or lack of health in terms of how you're eating or how you're feeling about yourself, or how you might be, I already said eating, exercise, okay, whatever that might be for you physically. Then ask yourself, what renews you? What makes you feel good? What are the things that make you smile? And okay, you might not feel like there is anything right now, but I promise you there is. Even if you have to go back to childhood, take the time to find something. What puts a smile on your face? Is it your favorite program? Is it, the smile or the laughter or the hug of a loved one or a child, or being outdoors in nature, or going for a drive on your own, or listening to your favorite music, or doing that prayer that you love, or reading something that makes you feel just out of this world. What is it? What is that? What are those things that renew you? And what's the percentage of time you're spending on those? It doesn't matter if they're big or small, it doesn't matter. Just a rough guide, like a rough percentage. If you've got 4 things, split it into 4, maybe it's 25% each. A rough thing, like, it doesn't have to be a big deal. And then you'll start to get a picture, like you can even draw it as a map. You'll then start to get a picture, like, actually, what's the reality of how I'm feeling? It might be as bad as you think, but it also might not. Because again, when we're feeling stuck or stressed, that perspective is really narrow. But when we do this, when we create awareness and start noticing what's going on, we're creating a wider picture, a bigger picture. And you can ask yourself these questions and write them down. There is positive psychological evidence that there is, I can't remember what I was trying to say here. There is I need to sit down and have a break. There is evidence that there is evidence to show that writing has a positive psychological impact on you. There you go. So writing is good for you, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Writing it out is good for you. So how about answering these questions once you've been through that? What area can I tackle first here? Let's make this manageable, right? What do I need to give myself permission for? Take your time in answering that question. It could be to slow down. It's okay to slow down. It could be that you actually want to speed up in some areas that you've been avoiding. It could be to let something go that's you're holding on to, whether it's that dream job or whether it's that relationship. Is it time to let go of it? Is it? I don't know. Third question, who can I ask for help? That could be a book, a teacher, a video, a course. It might be, it might not be. It could be going to, your line manager and saying, I can't cope right now. What is it that you haven't thought of that you could actually ask for help with? Number 4, what don't I feel like doing? What don't I feel like doing? Because sometimes what's draining us is that we're not that procrastination anxiety. We're not doing what we really need to do, really. It could be having that awkward conversation with somebody that we're avoiding. It could be taking a day off because we don't feel like we can do that. It could be doing your accounts. It could be doing some admin that you've been putting off. That's heavy. You're carrying that around with you really until it's done. So what don't you feel like doing that will lighten the load? And then the last thing is, you can do all of this with one of my most basic, powerful stress survival techniques. It's a heart math technique. It's called heart focused breathing. And all it is breathing through the heart. That's all it is. It's changed my life. It's changed the life of the people I've worked with who've done it consistently. Breathing through your heart. I've done loads of other videos on the power of the heart and all of that kind of thing. But breathing through the heart not only brings you right back into your body right now, but it's balancing your body physiologically. It's neutralizing the stress in your body. Breathing deeply and evenly through your heart area. If you want to know more about that, if you'd like some guidance with that, if you want to tell me how you've done with that, if you want to send me your output of that, please do so. Okay, I'm here, Amajot. My content is also on YouTube video channels. You could do this, and actually what you could do is you could do this, and then if you want to ask for help, you can go and look up some of the topics that I've talked about in some of those videos. That would be quite cool. So I hope that's useful for you, especially if you're starting out and you don't know where to start when it comes to creating more relief or ease in your life and helping you with your stress. I will see you soon. Bye.